called Pure Herbal Re-Verbalizations, or FDR's Pearl Harbor speech newly dealt. Or these are some words I wrote and I'm going to speak them. Yesteryear, December 7th, 1941, a date which has lived in infamy. The united persons of Earth have been repeatedly and deliberately attacked by land, sea, and air forces of the empty pyre of the man. Mother Nature was at peace with all nations, and at the request of the man, was and still is in conversation with the government and its imposters looking toward the sustainability of peace on this planet. In thought, in word, in deed, 1,000 hours after the Manese air squawkers had continued condescending acts of atrocity and genocide against its own species, including countless other right-to-live life forms, the Manese ambassador to Mother Nature and her corporate sponsors declined to share secrets in a contrived, repetitive reply to nature's recent messages. While this repetitive reply restated that it still seems useless to continue expanding existing diplomatic negotiations, it contradicts all ongoing threats and hints of war and armed attacks in the disguise of democracy, the kind of cruel mockery that kills a mockingbird. It is by now well documented that the distant disconnection of the man from the land makes it even more conceivable that these attacks are deliberately planned many days, weeks, even years ago. During this intervening time, the Manese government has deliberately bought, fought, and sought to deceive Mother Nature by any and all false means necessary to justify the end of hope for catalyzed peace. The attacks on these interconnected continental islands have caused severe damage to nature's navel and have actually augmented all natural forces. Far too many innocent human lives have been sacrificed for the sadistic sake of statistics, lost and not found. In addition, Sea Shepherd ships report the senseless slaughter of dolphins in the area of water known as the Cove. Yesterday, the Manese government continued attacks against itself. Last night, a drought for its 780 million fellow human beings lacking access to clean water. Last night, a famine for 805 million fellow human beings lacking access to enough nutritious food. Last night, a gamble for 2.5 million fellow American children lacking access to safe shelter. Last night, a void for 18.5 million fallow American houses feeling like a sleepy hollow home. The man has therefore overextended a salacious and insidious offensive throughout the planet. The truths of today are speaking up for themselves. Warrior people of Mother Nature are forming, more informed beings born to be less bitter and reborn to be more better, becoming all they are to be, brainstorming the plastic-polluted beaches of Old Man Normandy and outgrowing half-baked cookie-cutter molds of consensus conformity. We are not some cute kitties in Candyland cuddling with kitties innocently playing with ourselves anymore, because we're not just fucking kids anymore. And I'm not just fucking kidding around about this, just fucking considering. Where's the social justice for the thirsty, the starving, the houseless poor? In this world of uncertainty, one thing I fairly trade for sure: deeper understanding of the individual's small, short, and nonetheless significant impact on the vital longevity of our global society. As conscientious chief of my bare arms and meditative naval forces, I direct with discernment all energy and efforts necessary to be given for this planet's greater good, so that nothing, not a single thing, shall be selfishly taken for granted or misunderstood. Will we always remember the caricature of the Jangoistic juggernaut that is U.S., that represents us, and at times appears to be against us? Perhaps it matters how soon we come together over this preposterous evasion of issues we as a species have produced and perpetuated have produced, and perpetuated, produced family farm fresh produce, and perpetuated factory farms fucking perpetrate. I believe I interweave indigenous threads of tactile textiles and tactful will of the globally conscious community quilt. I remember, reconnect, help protect mutual respect for the origin of all species, an uncanny source sharing a common sixth sense of timeless essence. So here I am communicating to you now in the present progressive tense, sent without pretense, to make very certain that the constitutional freedom of the press shall remain pure enough to ensure any and all forms of treachery shall no longer suppress, oppress, depress, repress the natural success of any and all of us. Yes, hostilities still exist. There is a myth that our people, our territory, and our interests are in danger. For it is true that happiness and freedom reveal themselves through various expressions, not sole possession. With confidence in the natural forces, with the boundless self-determination of the individuated people, we are each a grain of God, indivisible, inevitably helping each other triumph through the chase and the chaff. I request that these contemplative sentences and common sentience of the awakening people shall ultimately declare the unprovoked and bastardly attacks by the man every day to be a roughly gentle reminder of the omnipotent state of peace that exists between Mother Nature and the man-ease empty pyre when we let go of the deadly mistakes of past dates, preserved and imprisoned unjustly in infamy, in order to live this present day as deliberately as this present night, in star harmony. For heaven on earth is indeed divine, united state of the human mind.